Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Coming up on GVTV, why to get all dressed up and come to school, plus a great way to safely trick-or-treat. All that and more on GVTV. Good morning, Gators. I'm Naya Yule, and today is Tuesday, October 20th. Today is a B-Day. Be sure to attend to all of your evening classes. Then don't forget that tomorrow is an A-Day. Also today is the last day for senior pictures. Reservations are today in the back of the gym here at Green Valley. Don't miss your chance for a great photo and to be in the yearbook this year. In club news, be a part of a team in a quiz-style competition a lot like Jeopardy! The Science Bowl Club meets Thursday from 2:20 to 2:50. As a team, our Green Valley Science Bowl tries to buzz in with the right answer to math and science questions before a team from another school. If they beat enough teams, they're state champs. If you have a passion for math and science, add a Google Classroom page using the join code you see on your screen. You can also email Mr. Panic with any questions you have. Before we go, do you want to trick-or-treat this year but want to remain safe? Well, lucky for you, IKEA is hosting a drive-through trick-or-treat event at the end of the month, starting October 29th from 3 to 7 p.m. weighing prizes and treats. For more information, go to IKEA events. Well, Gators, that's all the news we have for you today. I'm Naya, and you're watching GV TV. And now a brief message from our principal, Mr. Roberts.
Good morning, Gators. Today I'm going to tell you a quick story to illustrate my point. In November of 1775, George Washington was in command of the Continental Army in Boston and was staring squarely into the face of a siege by the British, who held the advantage in men, money, and experience. The soon-to-be legendary Washington needed an equalizer, and he called upon an unknown 25-year-old bookseller and asked him to do the impossible. Travel nearly 300 miles to a tiny fort named Ticonderoga, get the 60 large cannon that were sitting there, some of which weighed as much as 5,000 pounds, and haul them over roads that would barely be considered trails today, over frozen lakes, through snowdrifts 10 feet deep, and finally swamps, and bring them back to Boston. Oh, and do that with a relatively small detail of men who were, like most of the soldiers on the American side in the Revolutionary War, poor and hungry and cold much of the time, and do it without the British noticing. Well, as you can guess, that is exactly what happened. Not only did this young man accomplish his mission, those cannons, once they arrived in Boston, were dragged up to the highest point in town under the cover of darkness while Washington's troops distracted the enemy. While the British commander, General William Howe, awoke in the morning to find a large number of large artillery pieces pointed at his army, he said dejectedly, "The rebels have done more in one night than my whole army would have done in a month." The British were forced to evacuate the city shortly thereafter. Henry Knox, who had taken on this impossible task, with no military rank or training, succeeded because he saw all of the obstacles in front of him, each of which presented a new and more difficult challenge, and took them on one at a time until he succeeded. In doing so, he changed the course of history and is one of the reasons we sit here as free men and women today. Now, I don't know if you're ever going to alter the outcome of a great conflict someday, but I do know that there's a lesson there, and it's pretty easy to decipher. It's not always about your previous experience or your knowledge or your training. Many times, it's just about your will. Thank you for listening, and remember, you got this.